every woman wants to flaunt their hair like the models do. This gives us the pressure to go for those expensive shampoos, but do we get the desired results? And lately, if you are keenly watching the trends, everyone wants to go natural. But do we have the knowledge that it takes to treat and care for natural hair? So today, join me on Ladies Talk as we discuss hair treatment. Welcome to Hope Channel Kenya. This is Ladies Talk, and we have a very interesting topic that will enable you learn about how you can care for your natural hair or your relaxed hair. Stay right here with me. I am your host, Maureen Oguda, and I'm joined by two ladies who will help us discuss the hair treatment and hair care. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Say hi, Kerry.
Hi, guys. My name is Kerry. Welcome on board.
Brenda.
Hi, everyone. My name is Brenda Muiru, and I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much. Ensure you send your views and your feedback via our social media platforms. Twitter is @Hope_Kenya and Facebook fan page is Hope Channel Kenya. The SMS line is displayed on your screen. Stay tuned. Now we know that every woman will wants to have that long hair that you walk and oh my goodness, oh my gosh. But now what does it take to grow that hair?
It takes a lot of sacrifice.
Yeah.
A lot of sacrifice, and it needs a lot of patience, and I can say it's hard work. Yeah.
I'd concur, actually, because being team natural is not easy.
Yeah.
And if someone is not ready to put in the effort, then I'd advise them to reconsider, because it takes quite a lot.
All right. So what is the beauty behind natural hair?
For me, the beauty behind natural hair is in its authenticity, because it's something that is distinctively African. Of late, there's this trend where we've copied everything from the West. So seeing that change in people, where you can wash your hair, you see the curls, even if it's looking a bit like steel wool, and say that it's pretty. It's my hair.
Whatever.
Exactly. and you feel like it's still something worth, that it's something beautiful. So for me, its beauty is in self-acceptance, that even us as Africans, that we have something beautiful.
And actually, even I think it is copied. It is something that can be copied from us.
True.
So at least it is a step. So what is, according to you, what is the beauty behind natural hair?
For me, it's all about owning it, and you're free to do anything with it. And like when it's styled, you're limited to it. Like you have to stick to, if you've done braids, you have to stick to the braids for like 3 weeks, maybe 1 month. But when you have natural hair, you can do anything with it, any day, anytime. You don't have to be scared when it rains. You know, for us, we just
Shower tips.
For us, we're not afraid of the rain. Yeah, we can just walk through it.
Yeah. That's great. And now, what inspired you to go natural, or were you at some point doing the relaxed hair?
For me, going natural, it came about because I was shedding a lot of hair. After plating, when I undo, I used to lose a lot of hair. But again, and then the blow dry, the heat in the salon. I go to salon, and then as they blow drying my hair, I see the floor is full of my hair. I used to feel so bad.
Yeah. And even the heat.
Yeah. You know, some ladies, when you go to the salon, they're doing that, they're forcing the blow dry on you. They're using it with so much energy that you feel, it shouldn't be like this.
All right.
Yeah.
And sometimes actually the heat gets to the scalp.
Yeah.
And you feel that it's just too much.
Yeah.
Well, as for me, my hair journey has been quite long. In high school, I had relaxed my hair. Then when I got out of high school and entered campus, I decided to go natural.
Yeah.
Then I dyed it. I've done quite a lot of things with my hair, and for me, I think being natural has been the most effective in terms of maintenance, in terms of cost efficiency. Yes, so I think I'll stick with this.
Yeah, whenever we talk about hair, whether it is a relaxed hair or natural hair, there is a very important aspect of hair care, that is treatment. So is there a need for treatment, or what is the need for treating your hair?
Okay, hair is very important, and every woman who values, we all value our hair.
Yes.
Even those who shave, they also want to look good. So this hair, if we don't treat it, there are a lot of things that will happen to it. It will break, it will look shaggy. You know, natural hair needs to be neat. As much as when those who have blow dried theirs is when you compare it with natural hair, it looks neat than us were team natural. But again, so for us, we need to treat it and maintain it well so that it can have a decent look. I mean, it can give you a look that is, let's say, a good look. Yeah. So we have to treat our hair so that it don't break, and then we give it room to grow, because if we don't treat it, then even the growth rate will be a bit low. And then there's a lot, there are so many reasons why we should treat our hair. Yeah.
As for me, the approach that I'd take is, first of all, understanding what we mean by that hair treatment, because you cannot get the importance if you're not familiar with what
is treatment.
Treatment is in the first place.
Yeah.
So I think the treatment that you're talking about here is the deep treatment.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. The one that you do when you want to pamper your hair. Yes. So for a deep treatment is something that has penetrative elements. Like it has to have a penetrative oil so that when you apply it on your hair, it actually enters the hair shaft.
Yeah.
So because of that, you can see that it gives you so many benefits. For example, it will restore any cuticle damage. It will help prevent frizz. It will improve elasticity, it will improve shine. So because of those reasons, it's very important, regardless of whether you're a naturalista or you have palmed hair, chemical hair, colored hair, it is vital that you do hair treatment.
Yeah. So the health, the look of the hair all depends on treatment.
Yeah.
Not necessarily treatment alone,
Yeah.
your general regime, but treatment, let's just say it, they all occupy a slice of the pie. Yes, I can't say one is higher than the other, but your hair regime has to incorporate a lot of things, including hair treatment.
Okay. Kerry, someone may just be wondering the difference between treatment and conditioning, or is it one and the same thing? Because someone will say, after treating my hair, then I condition, Yeah.
Conditioning is a bit different. For instance, most conditioning process involves a conditioner.
Yeah.
It may be natural conditioner, or you may buy commercial conditioners. Now, if you're using commercial conditioners, maybe you will need you will need to
as she thinks of of the word.
Yeah, I think I can assist a bit.
Yeah.
The difference between conditioning and deep treatment is in the penetration. You see, most of these rinse out conditioners, they have special, what are they called? I've forgotten, but when you put it on your hair, they soften it so that it's easy to manage and also cleanses your hair. But when you wash it out, it will wash out and leave just a little bit. But for deep condition, rather for deep treatment, the elements actually penetrate inside your hair shaft.
So treatment is like feeding your hair.
Yes, it is exactly like feeding your hair. If you buy something and it does not have those penetrative ingredients, then you are just buying a normal conditioner, because you will wash your hair, it will not penetrate, and then it will be like you've done a normal conditioner.
Okay.
Yes.
And then there's moisturizing. So now what is moisturizing your hair? I've treated my hair, I've conditioned my hair, now I'm to moisturize my hair. So what is this moisturizing?
Moisturizing your hair, it's actually, if I can use the layman's language, it's applying water on your hair. That is the easiest term to understand. You apply water on your hair, but not wetting your hair, just a little bit to make it moist. And then when you moisturize your hair, you have to seal it so that that moisture retains in the hair, so that it can make the hair soft and the scalp to remain moisturized.
Must it be water?
What is the best? Nature provides the best
Okay.
solutions. Yes, for natural hair, water is like what, chocolate. It's a guy's best friend. You can grow your hair just by water. You don't even need to know about things like co-washing and all these technical terms. As long as you do a simple act of spraying your hair with water. For example, maybe you have braids and you spray with water. By the time you undo, you will see a change, a big change. Yes.
Right.
So water is the best.
Okay. But used with moderation?
Not necessarily. You see, since we're talking about moisturizing, a simple, if you want to be economical, a simple water bottle and a spray will be suffice. But some other people, if you have the money, you can actually acquire moisturizers. I don't know if you've seen in the market. There are some lines by Cantu and Anti-Jackies and all those other lines. They cost a penny.
But they're very
expensive. But the good thing is they are very effective. They have added benefits. They have like things like shea butter, coconut oil. They have added things. But if one is adamant on buying a moisturizer that you want to buy, you don't want to just use plain water, I would advise people to make sure you check on the ingredient list. The first thing should be aqua or water. If it's not a moisturizer, and you should stay away.
You can simply buy a water bottle.
And spray it.
Fill your water bottle
from the tap. 2 shillings.
Okay, now is when someone is choosing the products to use in treatment, is it dependent on the hair type? Your hair type? The product that you use in relation to hair type?
For
treatment products.
Specifically. For treatment specifically, yes, it is. And I think I'd forgotten the processed hair pit, the part of the audience, the people who have either chemical or palm or you've colored your hair. And basically what you're supposed to do is maintain a moisture protein balance. So for you, it's essential that you do a treatment regularly. But for somebody with a natural hair, since they can't use this, there's so many things, there's so many terms, they'd be a bit lax on the type of products they'd use. Some would go with natural, others would go with maybe commercial, others would do DIYs, do it yourself.
Yeah. Talking about the relaxed hair, can they use also homemade, the natural treatment products?
Yes, they can. But something that I'd want viewers to understand is that once you have done a chemical process on your hair, you've damaged, in quotes, your hair. It's not the way it is naturally.
Yeah.
So because of that, you have to be extra careful, because you're working with damaged, or rather processed is a better word to use. You're working with processed goods. So I'd advise that they stick to the commercial ones, because not only are they specific, they also have, they do a lot of things. They check on pH, they check on moisture content. Yeah, so for them I'd advise to stick mainly to the processed. But once in a while it's not bad.
Okay. Kerry, we are still on choosing products. Brenda has just explained about relaxed hair. Now, for natural hair, how does how is a product dependent on hair type for the best result? If you want the best result for your hair, then you're treating your hair, you need to know your hair type, right?
Yeah.
And then you know the best product to go. What is the relation?
Now, for the natural hair, we not much is to be. We don't have much precautions, because we have a wide range of natural products to use, which don't have negative effects on our hairs. But again, when we are dealing with our hairs, we have to look on what works on you best, because something might work on me and not work on her, and not work on her on you. So we have to keep on trying this and that, and then you stick to what favors your hair. Yeah.
Okay.
And I really like what she said, especially about the uniqueness of your hair.
Yeah.
The mistake that I made, and I regret it to this day, 1 year ago, was I decided to jump on board with everybody on trying this new thing, and I ended up cutting half my hair.
Oh, sorry.
Because of damage.
But you don't need to regret. Actually, you are exploring.
Yes, I was exploring, but I did not understand, and I wish somebody had told me that the best person to tell you about your hair is your hair. We don't listen to our hair, because something will work on you, but then when I try it, my hair misbehaves. But because I've put it in my head that this is the one that has worked, her hair is so long, you must work.
Yeah, ladies, I'll come to you and, your hair looks nice. What are you using?
And you go and do the exact copyright, and then you don't. For example, maybe you use it, and then 2 weeks later, your hair is curling up into itself, crying, but you're there insisting. Yeah, so that's a very important point.
Okay. Now we have different types of hair, like the 4C and all that. So how do you advise someone to choose a product specifically for hair type this, hair type A, and we have hair type B? So this one has hair type A. What products do I go for? And this one has hair type B. What products can you advise that?
Maybe on styling now. Maybe on styling, that's where you can really advise on that, because not every product will give you the end results of a certain hair type, as it can give you to a different hair type. But on treatment for natural hair, it's almost the same. Yeah.
So we can go for any natural treatment product?
I'd like to put a bit of a contradiction on that point. The research that I have done on treatment in terms of natural hair, the only thing, the types of hair, and by types I mean the classifications from 1 to 4C. To 4C, the steel wool. They don't, as she has said, the hair type itself does not affect, but what does affect is porosity. And I think this is something that not most people care about. People just know about their hair types, and that's where the bar stops. And but what I've seen that is important is porosity, because not only will it affect the frequency with which you will use a treatment, it will also affect the protein moisture balance that you're going to have.
Just explain to the viewers what porosity means in the context of hair treatment. Porosity
in a nutshell would be the ability or inability of your hair to take in products, be it water or penetrative ingredients. You know, and by penetrative ingredients I mean they're mostly oils actually. Something like coconut oil. No wonder it's the wonder oil of the natural hair industry. It is the magic pill. When you have coconut oil, you have everything. You're done.
But you know, some ladies complain that the smell. I can't take the smell of coconut oil, and so how can you advise this person? It's the magic here, but now how can you advise this person?
Sometimes when it's about smell, you know, as team natural, we use a lot of things. Like for me, there's an oil I used, sesame oil. The first day it was so sweet, but the second time I was using it, I had a headache because the smell was so strong and I couldn't even bear it. I ended up washing my hair to get it off. So sometimes we use onions to treat our hairs. Sometimes we use eggs.
I'm not on that boat.
That reaction. You can't walk on frying your hair with onions.
Personally, I have made it an agenda that all my products, or whatever it is that I'm using, smell like fruits and chocolate. That is so that because
chocolate lover here.
Because most of the time, because of my hectic schedule, like I'd wash and leave the house. You see, so I don't want to leave the house smelling like onions.
Smelling like onions, smelling onions.
Yes, smelling onions. So I'd rather make sure that the products or whatever it is I'm using smell nice, so that even if it has residues, it's still appealing to the nose. But on the issue of coconut oil, what can one do? Maybe dilute it with a better smelling oil.
Yeah, maybe they can mix it with
or if you can afford, you can buy essential oils.
Nice. Kerry, how often should we do treatment?
Maybe once or twice a month. Yeah, it's not so bad. But also it depends with the level of, if your hair is damaged, it depends with the level of damage of your hair. And also sometimes a lot of factors matter. If you're too busy, you don't get time, you really have to squeeze in that one Sunday and you treat your hair. So a lot matters depending with the person. But if you have all the time, you can do even weekly.
Weekly, I can't do treatment like twice a week.
Okay, as she has said, by the way, it depends, because also we are advised wash days you do every week, but you might find your schedule, you go 2 weeks and you've done nothing. So in reality, it depends on the person. In theory, or rather by the books or by the experts, they say that let me do chemical, for relaxed hair, it should be bi-weekly, where you rotate this week protein, the other week moisture, that way. For natural hair, now as I said before, it depends on your porosity. If you have low porosity hair, it means that you should do treatment once you actually need to do treatment when your hair needs it. When you touch your hair and you feel like it's brittle or it's not behaving normally, that's when you do it. If you have medium porosity, you do bi-weekly. If you have high porosity, then that one now you have to do almost after every wash.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just hold on there. We're taking a short break. When we come back, we'll talk about homemade product that you can use to treat your hair, be it natural hair or relaxed hair. Ensure you stay right there. Welcome back. You are watching Ladies Talk, and today we are discussing hair treatment or hair care, if you want to call it. That. We are just yet to tell you or mention those products that we use to treat our hair. That to men they look like food, but to us we are feeding our hair because our hair also needs to be fed. Welcome back and stay right there. Welcome back, ladies. And before we get into the procedure of treatment, Brenda, I wanted to just mention the products that we use for treatment. Yeah. Okay. Apart from the relaxed hair, we have these homemade products that we can use.
Yeah, they call them DIYs.
Oh yeah, do it yourself.
Well, there's a whole concoction. Yogurt, mayonnaise, eggs, whatever is in the fridge, tomatoes, yes, even tomatoes, and you blend them and you put them on your hair. And most people
You said yogurt?
Yes,
yogurt. Nitakunywa ama?
No, plain yogurt, not the one with flavor.
Oh.
Yeah, plain yogurt, mayonnaise, eggs, bananas, avocado is popular, aloe vera, such things. You just blend them and put them on your hair, and then you leave it for some time, and they work, but I cannot classify them as a deep treatment. They act more like a normal conditioner, because you see, from the beginning, as we said, a deep treatment has to penetrate the hair shaft, because the essence of a treatment is to repair, mostly to repair the cuticle.
Yeah.
The cuticle is, if you can visualize with me, you can say, for example, a tree. The cuticle, the tree, the stump would be your hair shaft, and the wood is your cuticle.
Yeah.
Now what happens is, on your day-to-day styling, putting hair or whatever, the back chips. So that's why a treatment is essential, because it patches.
It repairs.
Yes, it repairs. It patches the holes, it fills in the gaps. So you see, for that to happen, the molecules have to be really tiny.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, this homemade that we have, they do not have, the molecules are too big, such that they will act like your rinse out conditioner. It will make your hair soft, yes. It will give it shine, it will make it luster. But as long as there's not that element of a penetrating oil, then it won't be beneficial. That's why if somebody is, there's some people who want natural. You don't want to put anything from an industry, anything chemical, nothing. They quit all that stuff when they wanted to become natural. So, not that I'm saying that you can't use those things, but I would advise if they can be able to transform it into a deep conditioner. One of the best ways to do that would be using penetrative oils, something like avocado. And that's why avocado is so popular in those DIYs, because the avocado oil that you get after blending is the one that penetrates.
So the avocado cannot penetrate?
No, the oil.
Okay.
So you see, can you just imagine that thick avocado, the amount of oil that it will give you? It's such a tiny amount, like a quarter of a teaspoon or even less. You'd actually be better off if you go buy avocado oil from the shop, because they stock it. Organic, cold pressed is the one that has retained most of its nutrients. So if you can get the cold pressed avocado oil or coconut oil, coconut or extra virgin, those there are some popular.
Olive oil.
But you have to make sure that it's a penetrative oil. You can't put castor.
Okay.
Castor does not penetrate, it just sits on your hair.
So where do we apply castor? If, for example, there are people who say, I love castor, that is what works for me. So how comes it's not conditioner, a treatment product? What is it now? It's just used for shine, or what are the benefits?
Okay, personally I have castor.
Yes.
And I love using it.
Yeah.
But for me, I use it for styling purposes only. And castor, you know, it's heavy, it's thick. So when after I have moisturized my hair or whatever procedure I've done on my hair, after rinsing out, now what I do, I just apply castor. Yeah. Castor is a good sealant. It protects so much moisture from evaporating and drying out.
So the moisture is retained.
Yeah, it helps in retaining so much moisture. Yeah, that is the only thing I know castor is best for. Yeah.
So we've talked about deep conditioning, deep treatment, and just conditioning with things like bananas, avocados. Is there a need for once in a while balancing these? Today I deep treat, then tomorrow I just use the avocados mixed with bananas, with yogurt, just to condition.
Yeah, you can just be alternating. There's no problem, because if you keep on with, let's say, if maybe you keep on doing deep treatment and not conditioning, you may not get the best, not really the best results, but there's need for alternating. Today you do this, tomorrow you do that. Yeah, for you to get all the benefits.
All right.
Yeah.
Just before we go, we get into the procedure of treatment, where does onion get? Okay, where now do we apply onions for treating the scalp? Because there are people who will advise you use onions, garlics.
Okay, I've seen this happening. Like if you check out even on YouTube, you'll see people using onions, using garlic, using so many food.
They'll tell you, grow your hair overnight.
Yeah, that's with onions. So, but for me, I don't think I've ever tried onion. I tried once, but I didn't like the smell. Yeah, even though they say it's good for treatment of your hair, mostly scalp.
I'm not sure, but I think I can reason it out, because I remember when I was in chemical hair, my mother insisted on me using sulfur 8. By the way, if you have treated your hair or you have put a dye and it's chemical, buy Prima Donna, because it will make your hair grow. Even this virgin fertilizer, it's sulfur. So I think there's a relation between sulfur and hair growth. And onions, the reason why they smell is the sulfur. So perhaps, though I'm not sure, perhaps it might be the reason why they insist.
Kerry, you can start us off with the procedure of treatment. Assume that you're talking to a 2-year-old baby on how she can treat her hair. So step by step, the procedure of treatment. Okay.
First, you go out. You sit down and you figure out what products you want to use.
Okay.
Now, if you decide, maybe sometimes you say use what is available, because you may want to use onions but you don't have. You may want to use avocado but they're off season.
Okay, there are products you can use when broke and products you can use when
when you have
money.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you're broke, or for us, mostly for me, ever since I went natural, I really avoid. Okay, I get myself using the DIYs. So most of the things I use, I take depending on the day. Some days I find coconuts, I buy. Some days, if I don't find coconut, I buy coconut milk or powder. I use them. Sometimes I can use honey if I have. So I check. On a Sunday, I do that mostly on Sundays. On a Sunday, when I wake up and check on my kitchen what I have, if I have bananas, avocado, eggs, whatever I have, I will see if the combination is best. Sometimes I may have things that are just odd. So for me, I mostly like using avocado, banana. If I really want my hair soft, I will use honey. I will add honey and coconut milk. If you have coconut, you can blend it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that you can get the milk, and then you now put it on the mixture of the other ingredients. So after you've made the paste, you mix the banana. You can use a blender if you have. If you don't have, you can use, maybe I will advise you buy common avocado, those ones that are overripe, even the banana, so that you can be able to even use a wooden spoon or something to
squeeze it through the sieve.
Yeah. So after you've made the paste, now you will free your hair. After freeing your hair, others say others do oil treatment before they do the protein treatment, but for me mostly it depends with how I've woken up and how much time I have. Yeah, so sometimes if I have so much time, I can even do henna treatment before I do the rest. But if I have just 1 hour, 2 hours, I go straight to whatever I had planned to do. So I free my hair. I can wet it a bit or not. So I apply the paste slow motion using my fingers.
You have to be gentle.
Yeah, you have to. You apply every part of your hair. You have to make sure that it has gotten to every part of your hair, including the ends. You have to make sure. Now, when you apply the treatment on your hair, it becomes soft as you're applying it.
Yeah.
There's a way it just becomes soft and elastic on the way. So it will just, you can use your hands. Mostly I use my hands to make it smooth, and then I can tie with a band, and then I use a shower cap, and then I can wrap with a scarf on top, so that I can continue doing my other things as the process is going on my hair.
For how long before washing?
If you're in a hurry, or if there's sun outside, you can just sit outside for like 45 minutes, at most 1 hour. But if there's no sun, sometimes you can stay. Okay, for me, if I'm too busy, I can even stay the whole day. I wash it off in the evening, or if I have applied it at night, I will just sleep with it. I wash it off in the morning. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, so Brenda, you can briefly talk about types of treatment, and then you give anything that she left out on procedure.
Yeah, for the types of treatments, for naturals, I'm talking about naturals, You can do, as she said, the natural one where you blend a lot of things, but I would strongly recommend that you add in a penetrating oil.
Yeah.
Coconut, extra virgin olive oil, avocado. Yes, you'll reap much more better benefits. Or if you're on a tight budget, you can just take out your rinse, the normal conditioner you use, add oil to that. Yes. And if you have time, henna, though it's very time consuming. As for procedure, personally what I do, if I'm doing a natural one, I will do the same thing as she has done, and then I will co-wash my hair after, because I don't want to walk around smelling like bananas. So I will have to now put conditioner to get that smell out. Yes. And if I'm doing a commercial treatment, especially for those days when, for example, there are those days when you have an event the next day. That one I don't risk. The night before, or rather the day before, I will do a commercial because I want my hair to look the best that it can be. So I will wash. I will shampoo with low sulfate shampoo, and then I will co-wash I will put the deep treatment, detangle my hair, and then rinse it out. Yes, I guess that's it actually.
Yeah, just on natural hair, you talked of doing the same, but the same is actually not very same.
Oh yeah, yes. Oh, the same.
Just give your procedure.
Oh, my procedure, step by step?
Yes.
Okay. Step by step. Of course, you gather your ingredients. Yes, they say for bananas, the blacker the better. Avocados, the riper the better, so that the oils can really get out. Then you pop them in a blender with a base. You can choose several types of bases. We have yogurt is one viable. You have plain yogurt. Coconut milk is also another base. Aloe vera juice is also another good base. So depending on exactly what you want to do, you can do that. But then I want to put out a word of caution to those who use eggs and mayonnaise and things like that, thinking it's a protein treatment. As we said before, the molecules are too big, so they won't be able to do much for you.
Okay.
Yes.
So you don't do eggs?
Okay, I still do them, but not when my hair needs protein. You can tell. Because
how can you tell that your hair needs protein?
You can tell by testing your hair. You see, your treatment should be aimed at maintaining a protein moisture balance. So when you feel your hair is dry and it's breaking in parts, it means that your hair needs moisture. So whatever you're using, you should use a treatment that is moisture oriented. It has water, it's more about moisture. But then when you wash your hair and you take a strand, wrap it between your two fingers like this. If you pull and it stretches too much until it breaks, then probably you're suffering from hydro fatigue, which is a really big issue with naturals of these days, because your hair, as much as moisture is the everything, the it thing of the natural world, there is such a thing as too much moisture, and it's called hydro fatigue, whereby you've put so much moisture in your hair such that the protein bonds become weak, and now your hair will break.
I wanted to go stand on the rain for all night to moisturize my hair.
No. It's actually advisable because of hydro fatigue. This is what happens. Perhaps your hair shaft was this size, yes, before washing. What happens if for hydro fatigue is it expands so much and then it comes back because of water loss. So that expanding and coming back weakens it so that it breaks easily. Yes, that's because of over moisture. The hair shaft takes up too much water than it can accommodate. And to beat that, they usually recommend that you pre-poo. Pre-pooing is just basically you apply any sort of oil before washing. I know it sounds like it does not make sense. Why would you put oil and then wash?
But you wash first and then you...
Yeah.
That is what most of us are used to.
Yes, but they actually advise that you put an oil, like for example, a penetrating oil, like coconut oil. you put it 2 to 12 hours before you wash your hair. Because what it does is the coconut oil will penetrate inside the hair shaft. It will occupy the space. So it will allow your hair to take in water that it only needs. It will take up water that it needs.
That is called pre-pooing.
Yes,
it sounds weird.
It sounds weird, but yeah, they advise that you should put oil before you wash so that you avoid that expansion.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, Kerry, what are the don'ts in treatment? Whichever type of treatment one chooses to use, what are the don'ts?
Some of the things that we should not do are, as we are doing our treatments, we should check the especially if if you're using the commercial treatments, we should check the products. If they have other ingredients that are not good for our hair, and if they have, like, okay, let me use just let me just use a shampoo. It's not a treatment, but let me just use it as an example. So if you're using a shampoo, you should just check this shampoo, what are the ingredients of that are contained in here, because there's some things that are not good for our hair. Others block our pores. So whatever we do afterwards, the pores are already blocked. So it's hard for us, for the good things now to penetrate through, because they're already blocked. There's no way they're going to penetrate. So like if you're doing the whatever we're using to treat our hair, we should just check the negative effects. Like for the eggs, you have to know. Now if you'll be doing like eggs, you have to probably you have to have a regime. Like this week I'll do eggs together with the rest. Maybe after 1 month later, maybe that's when I'll do another treatment that has eggs. I mean, you have to limit whatever that you're using, because if you don't limit, you may end up having too much of something. So again, we should check on time. We should not leave the product on our hair for too long. Like someone can say, I will leave them on my hair for 2 days, or maybe for 24 hours because someone is busy, or because someone thinks having them on his hair for too long, the hair will benefit more. Yeah, so we should check on that.
So
mostly.
What is the average time that the treatment, the products should take?
If the sun, if you're going to sit on the sun, maybe 45 minutes to 1 hour. Yeah, but if there's no sun, maybe 2 hours. Yeah.
All right. Some other don'ts concerning treatment?
Some other don'ts would be, actually she has touched on almost everything. Okay, for the time limit, they usually say 30 minutes to 1 hour, regardless of whether there's sun or there's no sun, because of that whole hydral fatigue issue that I explained before. Yes, so they usually recommend maximum 30 minutes to 1 hour. Then there's this issue of sleeping with conditioner in your hair. That is a mistake.
I should not be wearing onions and avocados overnight.
I'm so guilty of. I used to do it faithfully every wash day. So that's four times in a month. I was damaging my hair. It reached a point where my hair was almost like mucus, As in, it's so soft,
It is thinning in a way.
It's thinning, and then it used to break. And I was wondering, why is my hair breaking and I have moisture? Yeah. So it was actually hydral fatigue that my hair was getting tired, so I had to reshuffle everything. So actually that whole overnight, the reasoning behind it is that your hair will get maximum benefits. The longer it takes, the more it will absorb and such things. But they say no. That 30 minutes to 1 hour. Okay. And even if you have heat, the purpose of heat, sorry, you asked me earlier and I forgot. The purpose of heat in hair treatments is it helps open up the cuticles. So normally your cuticles are flat, depending on your porosity. They will be different. But normally they are flat. When you put heat, they open. So they allow whatever it is you're using to enter the hair shaft. That's why you're told put a paper bag, not paper bags are banned, shower cap. Put a shower cap, then wrap with a scarf, so that the heat will open.
Be careful, some NEMA officials will follow you. After this, you will be having bags, paper bags in your house.
Shower cap. We use them all.
Now we have, what are the dangers of not treating your hair?
If you don't treat your hair may become brittle. It may dry. It may break off easily. Yeah, those are some of the effects of not treating our hairs.
Okay.
Yeah, but when we treat our hair, it gives the hair shine, it protects it, and it becomes soft. Yeah.
All right. And then we have feeding habits in relation to the health of the hair. So what gets in is reflected out. What is that relationship?
Well, they say you are what you eat. So basically whatever you eat, the nutrients will be able to form this hair that we have, the nails that we have, our skin and everything. So I think it's good to practice optimum health habits like drinking water, taking fruits and vegetables. But in relation to hair specifically, I once had a trend that vitamin E is the it thing. I'm not sure. I'm not a nutritionist, so I do not understand the relationship, but there was a lot of hype about vitamin E and foods rich in vitamin E. Yes. Okay.
And now, are there some dangers of treating? If, for example, someone overdo treatment, what are the dangers that it can cause to my hair? Kelly. As usual as the products that we can use in treatment.
I can say generally, we're not supposed to over manipulate our hair. You know, the more you keep on doing things to your hair, the more your the more the hair is prone to danger. Let's say, like, if I wash my hair daily, you know, I have to wash, I comb a bit, or I wash, I style. So the more we comb, the more we style, the more we wash. If we do that regularly, we're going to break it off even more. Because every time you comb your hair, every time you wash it, it must. It just have to. So if you overdo, you're breaking it off more than you're supposed to be maintaining it.
It's called keep your fingers off your hair.
I have a friend who she decided that she will be protective styling. Because every time, and she loves her hair. Oh, she loves her hair. She's always like this. So you'd find, like, for example, when we're in a lecture and she's busy yanking the knots out, so it's to keep your hands off your hair.
All right, we will come again and discuss about scalp. We have not mentioned anything about scalp treatment. And as you give your final comment, your final advice to the viewers, just show us some of the products that you carried that we can use in treatment.
Okay. Here I have Kentest coconut oil. There's so many companies that do coconut oil. you can even opt for extra virgin oil. I have Cantu. It's a lotion, but it's a conditioning lotion. When you've done, okay, mostly I use it when after if I co-wash my hair or treat my hair, I apply it first, depending with what I want to do. Okay. If I want to do burnt knots, or I prefer using this first. Right. We have leave-in hair treatment. This one I use, let's say sometimes I substitute it with the normal conditioner, because the normal conditioner I'll just wash it off, especially when I'm co-washing my hair. But this leave-in treatment conditioner, its benefit, it has more benefits than the one that you wash off, because it will stay. Yeah, and then it makes
a spray bottle just before we wind up.
Oh God, it's there. Well, it was there.
Oh, okay, that's fine. We have a coconut oil, we have a moisturizer, conditioner, and a number of products that you can use, and they have been mentioned in our discussion. So Brenda, just give your final advice on hair treatment as we wind up the show.
Well, my final advice would be learn to listen to your hair, because as much as what we've talked about is general, your hair will not behave like my hair will or her hair will. Maybe you will react to bananas, who knows? So just learn the art of listening to your hair. That is the best gift that you can give to yourself.
All right. Thank you, ladies, for joining us. It has been a nice discussion, and I know viewers have learned. Thank you so much for staying with us. You are watching Ladies Talk, and we've been discussing hair treatment and hair care, and whether you decide to go long, short, natural, or relaxed hair, your hair still needs food. You need to feed your hair. You need to care for your hair and treat your hair properly. So we have talked about pre-pooing. You can oil your hair before you wash it. We have talked about conditioning, and we have talked about deep treatment. So ensure you treat your hair if you want to have the desired results. Never spend so much on the commercial shampoos because you may not get the desired result. Thank you so much for staying with us. Till next time, I have been your host, Maureen Oguda.